What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Codex Station's Comic Character of the Week. We take one character, give the deep dive on that character, and give you all the information you need to know. I'm your host tonight, Sal the Slab Guy. As always, joining me is Dan the Man Kelly, the Ric Flair of comics, Uncle Gary, and of course, Tim the Terrible. How you guys doing tonight?
Very good.
All right.
Glad to be on Comic Character of the Week. I know I missed the last couple, but
yeah,
very glad to be back.
We don't know how to do the show with 4 people anymore.
I know. I was gonna say we just got to kick somebody off.
Yeah, this is a new. We're gonna have to get used to this again.
I'm a special guest.
Special guest tonight.
We're happy to have you. It's been because that, and we had the one lonely night where it was just me and Dan on.
Comics Unleashed. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
did we have one where it was me and you just for the whole show, or was it?
It was you and me, and then
it was you and me. Sal for the whole show.
Yeah.
And then me and Dan stretching for Sal to get there.
Because I was rushing him for the game.
Which also, I don't know, I guess someone has to go back and do whatever to do to monetize that, because when I logged in.
It already is.
Okay, when I logged in to do it, I was scrolling through. I'm like, there's nothing to click on to send it.
Yeah. And Amy got that taken care of.
I was like, and it's not like it used to be where you just click enter studio and you could just go in it randomly.
Right. I had 3 tiny kids laying on my living room floor, and they were falling asleep to the Lego movie while you guys were doing your show.
Well, I was like, I had to go and create the the thing for it. And I was like, all right, I'll do the best that I can. I was looking through my covers for that week. I'm like, this Transformers one with Starscream looks pretty good. Let me download that and let me figure out how to put that on here and let me figure this out and that.
Have you looked at the numbers? I mean, that's the highest viewed live show for Comics Unleashed in a while.
Which was?
The one you and Dan did before Sal came in. It's at 130 views right now.
What the hell were those people? I guess it must have been a boring weekend. Dan, at one point, Pam said, "Oh, we're talking sports."
We stretched it, and we stretched it like a rubber band until it snapped.
Oh my god!
I rolled it as fast as I could.
I wanted to be there, guys, but there was no way with 3 kids trying to go to sleep, and none of them wanted to.
It's all right. It's all right. Before we do our big long introductions, we have to show this.
Oh my god!
This is the popcorn bucket.
I took Emily to see. They're showing Nightmare Before Christmas in the theaters again, and that's my wife's favorite movie. Though she wasn't able to go because she was stuck at work late last night. And I told Emily I'd take her to see it because she loves it too. So I took her to the movies to see that, and then they've got all the different stuff you can get. They got stuff for Venom. They got stuff for what's the other big movies that are out now?
Transformers 1 was out.
Beetlejuice,
Beetlejuice.
Welcome, Bougie.
Hey, Bougie.
What's up?
But they got stuff, I think they saw Deadpool and Wolverine stuff. They got all this stuff, and I saw that Venom popcorn bucket, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
That's at the theater near us.
Yes, the one at Regal.
So you do have a Regal Cinemas.
We do. They never usually have the stuff there. I mean,
they had all kinds of stuff, and they even had Nightmare Before Christmas stuff too. And I saw that, and I was like, "So is this just going to be the trend for popcorn buckets now? Like, how close to a glory hole can we make this popcorn?"
Well, Dan, you were at the Regal and you saw the popcorn buckets, right? And didn't you tell me that there were some variant popcorn bucket editions too? That's looking at?
I saw it and I was like, I gotta Google and find a picture of this popcorn bucket to put in the group chat.
Well, there are variants. I don't know what Sal's going to do how he's going to get all those.
Well,
I was like, oh, there's a different one that popped up. So I don't know if that's for the last movie or if there's 2 for this movie.
Well, Dan, that's funny you are talking about glory holes.
What's up, Richard?
Hey, Richard.
Because somebody took the Wolverine bucket and turned it into a flashlight. It had to be done. Someone did it.
Someone's going to do it. Someone's going to do it.
I can only imagine what they're going to do with Venom.
Gosh.
Oh, we're going to get into
underrated series. Yeah,
very much so. Zaz, good to see you, man.
That's probably going to be talked about tonight. Let me tell
you. Lethal Protector.
Yes.
But
a lethal protector is a condom that attacks you.
Hey-o.
I did not get to watch all of the Grumpier Old Nerd Show, and I only got to watch a little bit in the beginning because I was dealing with as I was telling Tim, dealing about this person parked in our parking spot and trying to find who they were so I could get them out so I could park. But
I need to give you a Grumpier Old Nerd show you need to tune into. We can't elaborate, but you need to watch, Dan, especially, you need to watch the show on I believe it's going to be November 14th. That'll be the Mike Barber birthday show, which
okay.
So he'll get gifts.
Right in time, Pam.
You know,
Pam knows.
Right in time.
Pam says that beats the sports those dumbasses were talking about last weekend.
You know, I actually have to. That reminds me, I have to message Mike because now that he is officially part of Codex, that means he has to sit through an interview with me. I gotta message him and I gotta message Precious, be like, hey, then those are the last two people I'm going to interview. Well,
get Mike,
unless I like set up 2 cameras and interview myself.
Get Mike in early November. Get Mike in early November because late November he's having a procedure done and he'll be out for a little bit.
He could also send me covers. I was joking about that. He needs to send me some covers.
He knows he needs to send you covers. I was telling him about that before. And you screwed up when you said, I don't need nothing from him. And I'm like,
well, he said,
I've been telling the man that he needs to send you the covers. And then he goes, Sal said he don't need nothing. I said, well.
He actually said that wrong because I said, he's got nothing that I want, because the way he said it. He said something like, I got something for Sal. I'm like, he ain't got nothing I want.
Yeah, he's got a big toe that you can put a tag on.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. That's right. Sal's toe.
Coming from the Slavatorium, baby.
There you go.
You just need to be like Biz Marquee and just start going, you got what I need.
So
Biz Marquee of Maryland.
Who are you missing still on covers?
Actually, Sonny just sent me his. Kevin just sent me his. So I'm missing Jamie. I'm missing Precious, and
Wes,
and of course Mike. But Mike will give me his.
Timothy, did you send yours?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I sent mine early.
Brandon's already sent me some. Pam sent hers in.
I talked to Travis. I was talking to Travis at the shop today after you left, and he's going to send some too.
Awesome.
Chris sent me some of his that are making their way to Sal. He sent me the scariest cover I've ever seen.
Ooh,
it's horrific. It is horrific.
Yep.
So he's texting me now. Is he on? Let me get. Oh, wow, that's pretty cool. He's sending me the others now, Sal.
Let's get them introductions out of the way.
All right, let's go ahead and take care of our business before we can get on with the show. Ooh. So sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I got you.
I won't work the buttons. I won't work.
You drive. I'll adjust the radio.
All right, folks. You can always find me on YouTube under Sal's Comic Corner and Instagram as the Slab Guy 77. When the master of Instagram allows me to post, it's Dan the Man Kelly. Dan the Kelly Arts right below.
Yep. Check me out on Instagram at Dan Kelly Art. Give me a follow. And I just posted something yesterday to ask what I should draw for Halloween. So go give me a suggestion of something spooky or monstrous or something along those lines that you would like to see me draw and post for Halloween. And I don't know if you saw this, Sal, from Big Boss.
Oh, he's working on them. Okay. All right.
Don't tell him.
Tell me how to do my job, Sal. Well, since you guys are the last place, we have guests already sent their stuff in. So,
Chris, I don't know if you were on earlier. I talked to Sal. I showed him the covers you sent, and that one cover is the most frightening image I have ever seen in my life. And it needs. I mean, Sal agreed. That was the most horrific thing he's ever seen either.
I'm still gonna have nightmares about it.
Yeah, I definitely got nightmares about it.
Is it naked pictures of Donald Trump?
Man, well,
you'll find out. Hey, Mr. Keith.
You know what? That's in the same vein. Oh my God.
Go, Richard.
Hashtag by Dan Kelly Art.
Yeah,
100%. He's our resident in-house CGC artist.
That's right.
And you can see if you go on my page, you can scroll through and you can see a couple times that I have drawn the character of the night or character of the week this week.
Character of the night.
Character of the night.
But yeah, the character of
Night Nurse. Night Nurse.
There it is.
That's Dan Kelly art right there, baby. Dan Kelly,
Look at that.
CGC certified.
Always
yellow
within
label
grabbing
art piece.
distance.
Swamp Thing in perfect time for Halloween.
not quite like that Frank Cho Swamp Thing sketch cover I sent you the picture of earlier.
No, that was rather risque. We were trimming some hedges in there. I know it took me a while to find that one. Yeah, that one. Woo, man, that one's terrible.
But yeah, after you check out my page, the guy right here, I mean, what is there to say that has not been said? The man of the hour, too sweet to be sour. He's the alligator shoe wearing, jet setting, limo riding. All the ladies want him. All the men want to be him. It's so spooky. It's so scary how great his comic collection is. It is the Library of Comics, as we call it. And he's the curator of it. The Ric Flair of comics. It is Gary.
Woo! I appreciate that. And you know what? When I get cocky and I think I got a pretty damn kick-ass collection, then I read about Chris Farrell, who passed away.
Oh,
yeah.
And she had every DC comic ever printed, ever made. And her stuff is being auctioned now on Heritage. I sent the fellas a link to it. And she's the lady that I heard about when I was in Burlington, Vermont on a trip. And I like to go into local comic shops. And I walked into her shop and heard the story about how she had every DC comic book ever published. And
that's amazing.
Wow. And you know what? Sure. Action 1 is something. Detective 27 is something. That's great. But you know what? There are a lot harder books to find because those books were collectible and people kept them. But there are some books that weren't as collectible. The first 26 issues of Detective Comics are near impossible to find. The first DC comic, New Comics, you know, they were tabloid sized. The first like 12 issues or whatever, those are impossible to find. To have these books that are so super rare, and even in the 50s, DC 50s books are hard to find. I told people, I'll say this all the time, if money is no object, you can complete, what's Spider-Man up to, 750 issues?
Yeah, something like
if
that.
money is no object, you can complete 750 issues of Spider-Man, tracking them down and getting them before you can get the 43 issues that comprise Rex the Wonder Dog. So,
well, I was talking to Travis at the shop today, you know, and I was telling him what I told you, like, it's a shame that, you know, the collection is being broken up, but, you know, they're not going to find anyone to be able to buy all that, though.
No.
You'd think it would be something that, like, DC themselves, you know, or somebody that would be like, we need to have this on display, because it wouldn't be anything to go to a shop or DC directly and be like, we've got every book you've ever published, we need to keep this going, you know, we need to be able to buy each issue directly from you each month so we don't miss anything. But I'm sure that, you know, when they're verifying stuff with DC, they're probably like, she has to have a ton of books that they don't even know about, that they're so old and so obscure that they probably don't even know they exist.
Well, it would be nice, you know, I mean, you know, the family maybe could have donated them to Smithsonian like Jeppy did, but you know what? The family wanted money, I'm sure, on it, and it's a lot of money. Heritage,
it's a lot, yeah.
Heritage didn't even take them all. Heritage took the big keys and the Golden Age stuff. Now, I'm telling y'all right now, it is one of my goals to get one of these books, one of the graded books that'll say from the Chris Farrell collection. Now,
that's what I wanted to ask if you were gonna.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to. I've got Damien on it now. We've talked about it. It's so it can't be a pedigree collection because, like we had looked that up before, pedigree is a single owner, so she bought these. These, but it can still say from the Chris Farrell collection. So anyway, just you know,
because that's a significant collection in comic history.
Yes, right. And I would.
Yeah, there's no way around that.
I do have a pedigree collection book. I have that Billy Wright Adventure Comics 56 from 1940. I have that, so that's really cool.
Donate to me.
There you go. but I do plan on trying to get one of those books, so I'm going to try to do that.
If I remember looking at it correctly, because that thing that CGC put out, I think they're giving it a pedigree just for the stuff that she
collected herself.
The owner of.
Right. So it's like with my collection, I could probably get a pedigree of everything from when I first started collecting.
Mm-hmm.
That I had. But with the stuff that I that pre 74 I could not.
Yeah.
But we digress.
Are there any? Do you know? Are there? Just as a side note, do you know if there's any pedigree? Because I know there's a limited amount of them. There's only like 15, 20 pedigree labels. Do you know if there's any of someone from Maryland? I know there's the one from Virginia.
Not that I know of off the top.
I don't know either.
Because I thought it might be cool to to try and find one from Maryland.
She has pedigree books. She has pedigree books in her collection that she had bought. So you'll get a pedigree label from whatever pedigree collection she bought it from, and it'll say from the Chris Farrell. So you get a double.
Yeah.
So she has a couple that are like that. So anyway, but where you can get comics, get Comic Logic. Come see us at Comic Logic. We're Loudoun County, Virginia's only comic book store, and we would love to see you. You can catch me there every Wednesday. You can catch Mike Harbour there, or Principal Owner Rob Kalin there. We're getting brand new books, and we're getting stacks of them, make you jacked and packed, baby. Comics make you strong. Pick up comics. Pick up a stack, then a short box, then a long box. Next thing you know, you're holding up the pillars of the Codex station, baby. Come see us. And mainly, come see us in 10 days for LotCon, Fall LotCon, Sunday, October 27th. We'll have over 35 vendors there. We'll be selling comics. They'll be selling toys. There'll be local authors, local artists. And Rob Kalin, our principal owner, is going to get him another tattoo. We've been trying to talk him into a tramp stamp. This may be the time. We will have a tattoo artist on hand to get your comic tattoo or whatever kind of tattoo you want. But maybe we can talk Rob into that tramp stamp. Now, if that's not enough to entice you, not only do you see the Comic Logic folks, but we have special Crossing the Stream guests where we should see Dan Kelly, Sal, the Slab Guy, and their families coming to partake of our it's our Fall LotCon, so it'll be trunk or treat for the kids. So the vendors will have candy to pass out to the kids when they come along. So please come enjoy that with us, 12 to 4, Sunday, October 27th, 10 days. Come down and see us. We would love to have you. Also, at this juncture, let's give some love to Archduke Kevy and the Comic Character of the Day site. That is the site where we all got acquainted. We all met through that site. I post a cover of the day. Dan posts a random panel today. He had a really good one today.
Good one, right?
Yeah, loved it. Post a question of the day. And it's always good. And Sal and Tim are always commenting on that site. Matter of fact, I don't know if Tim has seen my cover of the day because he was referenced in. Okay.
I did see it, and it was Bagley art. That's right.
So Tim, that was an undercover secret shout out to Tim. And who is Tim? Like, it's Tim the Terrible. He has not been here on this show for a few weeks. And what that has done is that has increased the longing and the desire. People have missed that so much. And now when that voice that emanates from them, people have been longing for it so much. They've been waiting. They have been waiting with bated breath. And they're finally, their ears, they're going to finally have that eargasm because they're going to be able to hear him speak. And it is going to flood their senses, make their endorphins go through the roof because they're hearing the one and only Tim the Terrible.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you pull my hair and choke me a little, I'll hang out with you all night. I promise. But before we get into the nitty-gritty of candy corn and pumpkin-shaped candies, head over to the Codex Station on your favorite social media platform. Right there at the Codex Station. Please make sure to hit the like, share, subscribe, and or follow so you don't miss content like this all the time, every time. And let's give a shout out to our members. We got Sapphire Glade Comics, Talking Geek, Danny Comics Limited, and of course, Mr. Keith himself. Thank you guys very much for your continued support of the best comic channel on YouTube
ever.
at 9:19 p.m. on a Thursday night. We love you guys, and we appreciate you. And, of course, everybody in the chat, too. Don't forget, memberships are 99 cents right now. We would love to have you. And if you want to do super chats, those are available, too, if you choose to support us monetarily. Also, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to feel too cool for school, head over to thecodexstation.com for all your Codex needs. Get some merch, meet the team, and so much more. Once again, thecodexstation.com, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
All right.
indeed.
Oh, and I gotta say too, if anybody is coming to LotCon, and I've said this, I'll keep saying it up to then. If you see me at LotCon, and you come up to me, and you say the passphrase, the Dread Pirate Roberts, I presume, I will have Dan Kelly art sticker for you, and whatever Code X stuff swag I get from Sal. That we have. Do we have stickers or lanyards or wristbands left?
We have some lanyards and wristbands. I do not think we have any pins. I have to double check the pins.
Oh yeah, I don't think we have pins, but
I think those are all gone.
Then the lanyards, the wristbands, that I will have that on me. You come up, you see me, you give me the passphrase, and those things will become yours.
It's the phrase that pays, ladies and gentlemen. It's the phrase that pays.
And this is 100% because I have always wanted someone to come up to me and say, the Dread Pirate Roberts, I presume.
Nice. All right, fellas, are you guys ready to dive into this show?
Yes.
All right, let's go ahead and run that intro. Tim, you may choose the opening theme.
Well,
not aliens.
Since it is spooky season, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, go ahead.
I think we need it. We have to have it. Crashed UFO. We'll be back in 45 seconds with Venom, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice.
Aliens not real.
I love it.
Thank you. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Codex Station. It's Comic Character Week. One character, deep dive, give you all the info that you ever will need. And tonight we are covering one of my favorites, Venom.
There's
What's
tongue.
going on, guys?
Look at that.
Look at that little tongue action going on.
I guarantee that Sonny's version of that has the tongue long since ripped out.
Yes.
Probably so. And missing an arm, too.
Probably.
All right, Dan, why don't you go ahead and kick us off and give us the intro then?
All right, well, Venom, as a fully developed character, because there have been, little cameos, and Eddie Brock was in there first. Venom first fully appeared in Amazing Spider-Man issue 300 in May 1988, created by David Michelini and artist Todd McFarlane. You're there?
Thanks, Pam. I appreciate it.
Now, his story is it's not as long and drawn out as a lot of these origins are. Eddie Brock was a disgraced reporter who blamed Spider-Man for his career falling apart, even though he fabricated the story. And he bonded with the alien symbiote that Spider-Man had rejected to become Venom, and both of them wanted to go after Spider-Man for their own reasons, and Venom was born. As far as his powers, he's got most of all the same ones really as Spider-Man. He's got super strength. He can generate webs. Plus, he can do other stuff. He can do shape shifting. He can camouflage himself or become invisible. He can't be detected by Spider-Man's spider sense, and the symbiote can telepathically communicate with its host.
There you go. Very good. Very good. So let's go ahead and talk about what works best for this character. And Tim, why don't you go ahead and kick us off that? What works best for you?
We love Venom. I love that. I love the unity of the host and the parasite, the symbiote. I thought that was incredibly creative when he first came out. When I was reading him during the Bagley run, that was pushed really, really hard. I really enjoyed that. The fact that
Bagley art?
yeah,
Bagley art.
the Bagley run, yeah. But I love the fact that at least in the 90s, because of the comics code and all that stuff, all the eating brains and sucking the marrow from bones was done off panel or kind of off to the side. I like the use your own imagination kind of thing. He was vile, he was ruthless, but he had this twisted moral code that only he followed, and he hated Spider-Man, my favorite character at the time. The battles were legendary. When Venom showed up in an issue, you knew all hell was going to break loose. When he was in Maximum Carnage, that was a big deal. When he got his own limited series, that was mind-blowing. There was just so much good about him. Character development, him and Eddie Brock forming that bond over the course of several years and issues, things like that, how much fun he was to read, all of it. Yeah.
All right. Very good. All right. Uncle Gary, what you got?
I like Venom when he is just a deranged, twisted lunatic, and he is, hates on Spider-Man. I don't like him being,
we're not at that part yet, Gary.
Yeah, I don't like him being heroic. I just like him being a deranged lunatic that is unpredictable, and you don't know exactly what he's going to do. And so like Tim said, he's got a code that only he knows. So
Richard.
What if the symbiote bonded with Zeb Wells?
Oh my God!
Wow.
The world would end.
So look, that being said, the last issue of Spider-Man, I really liked that Tombstone Spider-Man fight a lot.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Sal, you with me on that?
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I am with you on that.
I like that fight, Tim. I'm sorry.
I wouldn't know. I haven't even looked at
I know,
Spider-Man
but
issue in a while.
Yeah, but Venom, I just like him when he's just a twisted, sick puppy that's got a hard on for Spider-Man, and there's just no telling what he's going to do, what he's going to think. One day he might rescue a kitten, the next day he might eat it. So you just don't know.
All right, very good. All right, Dan, you're next.
I just like I said on, this is our revisit episode. We originally did Venom a while ago. I like it, to kind of reiterate what they said, when he is an unstable villain that's out to kill Spider-Man or begrudgingly team up with him to tackle a greater threat, which is things we'll get into later.
Don't forget, Spider-Man, we will suck the marrow from your bones and use your eyes as jelly.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah. Got to be committed to the brand.
Or what he said, what if it bonded with Batman?
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah. Oof.
But I like it when when it's just that like psychotic ruthlessness, to kill Spider-Man, but also like you guys said, that he has that deranged kind of sense of righteousness, or like he wants to protect innocence, and he has this deranged moral code, but it's kind of only understood by him.
Yeah.
It's very, very, you said, very flexible. But he knows
flexible moral code,
but he knows what it is, and even though he can do good things, the way that he would save, someone from getting mugged is to rip the head off of the mugger, like bite the head off of the mugger or something. It's like, all right, you saved someone from getting mugged by committing murder. Like
now they're traumatized for life.
Yeah,
exactly. But in his mind, he's done, he's done the good thing.
He's done the good deed. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So that's what I like about him, when he's, just a complete, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And doesn't understand why you don't appreciate what he just
Exactly.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
saved you.
And doesn't understand why why you're having a problem with this.
did. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So for me, guys, you guys heard, but what's this? Bane use Venom like he uses so Venom.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
That's Venom on Venom crime there.
Yeah.
Well, think of how jacked up Bane is to begin with, and then you look at Eddie Brock and how big he gets with the Venom suit. How big would Bane get?
God,
Right.
He'd be juggernaut enormous. Yeah.
Anyhow, you guys pretty much hit all my points. I like it when he is the deranged suit, trying to save people. His own moral code that's like in his head, and nobody else knows what's going on with him. And Tim, you made a good point. I think I like the bonding of Eddie Brock and the symbiote, and working together to attain their goals. And so I really like how they adapted the spider theme, and they've gone on to show how much when he's creating his own webbing and what it is.
Agreed.
Like that. And he's the
Lethal
anti-hero that we don't
Protector
need.
is the best description for the way he should be used best.
Yeah. So you guys hit it all in the head for me. So that's pretty much it right there.
I like where he and Eddie argue.
Yeah. Yep.
Like a married couple.
Yeah.
True. That's very true. So let's go on to the next moment, our next segment, which is badass moments. And Dan, you can go first on this one. I've got like 60. So he has
3 badass variants. He's got 3 badass moments and 57 variants.
Yes, that is true. So Dan, you can go first on this one.
Oh, Sonny's here.
That's true. Yep.
Here, got a big tongue for you, Sonny. Woo-hoo, yeah.
So real quick, so the first episode I did this, my badass moments were in King in Black, where he absorbed the Captain Power or the Captain Universe power. In Sign of the Boss 1, where he disguised himself as a nun and then murdered all these thugs in the church, and then in front of some kids, and then offers them chocolate.
Yeah.
And then I did keep one of the same ones that I had in that, which was in Venom 153, where he allows himself to be eaten by Devil Dinosaur, so that the Venom symbiote can take over the dinosaur.
Yep, that's a great one. That was one of mine as well. So go ahead. All right.
And so then the other two, so the 2 new ones I have. What if the Venom symbiote bonded with Hannibal Lecter?
Oh,
ooh.
He'd eat you with a fava beans and a nice Chianti.
So the 2 new ones I have, I have the Devil Dinosaur one, is from Venom Sinner Take All number 4, when he's hit by light anti-tank weapons and thermal grenades, and then he proceeds to destroy a building.
Yeah.
And then in Venom Lethal Protector 6, where as we all know, I guess I should have covered this in Powers, that Venom is vulnerable to 2 things: ultra high frequency sound and fire. And he willingly runs into a fire so that he could catch this guy Roland Treese, who's like the whole kind of villain behind all this stuff in Lethal Protector, and he's willing to run into this fire so that he can get him to get his make sure he gets his comeuppance.
Just
for war.
Nom.
Good
all
point.
Right. That's a good point. That's a good one, Dan. All right, Gary, you're next. Go ahead.
All right. Well, I'll reiterate what Dan did. Also, the Devil Dinosaur bit was pretty good, and not only did he eagerly allowed himself to be eaten by Devil Dinosaur, so this could happen. So that was a cool effect when he took it over.
He said, "Don't worry, Eddie, I've got a plan." As he's in the mouth of the dinosaur.
Yep. I hadn't read this book before I was doing research for it, but in Venom: The End, he sacrifices his essence to seed a whole new universe of life, and that's pretty. He just allows himself to, just drift away into the this new
Cosmos.
universe, into the cosmos to create new life. And for Venom, that's a pretty selfless act. Pretty selfless act that he did. So I thought that was pretty badass. And then in Venom #1 of the 2018 version or volume, Venom's there's a semi truck bearing down on him.
Mm-hmm.
And he just stands still in the middle of the road. Great art on this too. I can't remember the artist. And
I don't either, but that's a good art. Yeah.
Maybe it was Diodato. I'm not sure, but
I think you're right.
He just stands there, and the truck is coming. He's not moving. It's a game of chicken. And then he just puts his shoulder and back down, and the truck just crumples. And the dudes in the truck get shot out the windshield and all. And Venom just doesn't even move an inch, and the truck is just crushed. So that was, I just thought that was an awesome, badass scene. So, and that with the Devil Dinosaur, there you go. So,
okay,
very good. Since that, if anyone's wondering, this is what he looked like.
Oh my God,
Devil Dinosaur.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Well, that looks like Zolman Logan almost, doesn't it?
Almost.
Oh, you know what?
It is
Old Man Logan. I downloaded the wrong picture.
Yeah.
Oh,
the Venom T-Rex.
Ignore that.
Please.
Still cool though.
That was pretty cool though.
Yeah.
All right, Tim, what do you got for badass moments?
Okay, so as mid as the movies are, let's go with that. Seeing Venom on screen, not Spider-Man 3, but Venom with Tom Hardy. Seeing all of that come together and seeing him bond with the symbiote and on screen for real for the first time was amazing. Seeing him in Spider-Man 3 was lackluster at best, but it was still cool to see that. That was awesome and amazing. But
there's a story behind that too. I know the story behind that.
Where the studio forced him in there?
Yeah. And so they wouldn't give him his name. They wouldn't say his name or give him credit to his name.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. But the thing was, like with the origin story with Topher Grace in Spider-Man 3, they got that mostly right.
Why wouldn't they use his name? What was the problem? Did they not have the rights?
No, it was just they were just spurned. They didn't want him in the movie. So they said, okay, well, he's in the movie. We're not going to call him by name.
Yeah. Well, Sam Raimi didn't want to do Venom for that movie. Sam Raimi wanted to do Sandman and the Lizard because he'd already spent two movies kind of setting up Kurt Connors. Yeah. And then this is funny because the studio said, oh, we don't think he'd be a good villain for the movie. And then what did they do after Spider-Man 3 when they rebooted?
He was a lizard.
Who was the villain? Oh, it was a lizard.
But God, any fight with Spider-Man was badass because, like, Spider-Man, the Venom is immune to spider sense, right? So he can make it be right back here, and Spider-Man would never know it. And Venom kicks the shit out of him every time, and there's nothing he can do because he's bigger, he's faster, he's stronger, he's filled with rage and aggression, and it's badass. He just wipes the floor with him. I love it. And what is it?
He knocked Spider-Man out with one punch in one issue.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
laid him out.
What is it? Absolute Carnage, where Venom and Spider-Man are going up against Carnage. What is? Correct me if I'm wrong. I may be remembering this wrong, but there's that scene where they're in that insane asylum or whatever, and Eddie's kid is there, and Spider-Man trying to protect him, and he's like, "Don't look, don't look. It'll be over soon." And Peter's just there, ready to end it all to save this kid, and Carnage is making his way through, killing guard after guard. And right when he gets to him, isn't it Venom that comes in and saves the day?
Yeah. Yep.
I was on pins and needles the whole time reading that damn thing. I've got that over there. And that was amazing. Just you're hoping and praying he shows up. And by God, next page, there he is. Those are my badass moments.
All right. So even after all that, spent with a lot of people, your best and worst hosts. Okay, Richard, we'll get to that soon.
That's a good question. That's a good question.
That's a very good question. We'll get to that. You guys only covered 2 of what out of my list. So, all right.
Can I go get the cot? I need a cot. I'm gonna be
get some popcorn, baby. Because all right. Anyhow, Venomverse issue number 1, where Venom faces Jack-O-Lantern. He beats the ever-loving crap out of him, and at the end of the fight, he has him up on a building, and he's just holding him off, just off the side of the building, and he just kind of tells him, he goes, the plan was never to save you, and just drops him. And then not only does he drop him on the ground, but then the next panel, you see Venom landing on him on his back. So the pumpkin face is shattered, and all you see is the guy's face in agony as he's being like crushed by Venom from the drop itself. That was pretty badass.
Wow.
Venom from the 2017 series, issue 150, where Eddie and the symbiote or Venom are fighting the Scorpion. Now, at this point in the storyline, the Scorpion had already had the Venom suit, or the symbiote under control under the Dark Reign.
Thunderbolts, right? Or Dark
Right. They're in Dark Reign storyline. So the Scorpion knew what his weaknesses were with his ultrasonics and stuff like that and fire. And it looks like the Scorpion is beating the crap out of Venom. And he's actually got Eddie Brock separated out. And he's like, talking trash to Eddie Brock, beating while the symbiote seems to be gone. But you see a pool of it at the Scorpion's feet. So the Scorpion suit was like a mechanical armor, almost like an Iron Man-ish type of armor at this point. And all of a sudden you see like the pool start going into the armor, and you can see the Matt Garron going, "Wait, what? The symbiote's inside my suit! Get out of my suit!" And all of a sudden, just the suit bursts apart, and they just beat the ever-loving shit out of Matt Garron.
Wow,
it was a great moment to see that. And then what do I got? Oh, this is a good one. In Venom Carnage Unleashed, issue number 4, Cletus Cassidy at this point was about to be shot by police. Okay, and Venom's like at the top of a building, and he sends his tendrils down, grabs Cletus, yanks him out of the way of the police, and basically saves him from being shot. But he actually turns him over to Dr. Kaffa to go to the criminally insane, not Arkham, Ravenscroft, and he says, let his ass rot in there and let him know who put him there. That type of situation. I'm like, okay, that's pretty badass there.
Yeah, because he was saying that Cletus wanted to die.
Yeah, because Cletus wanted to die. He's like, nope, that's not going to happen. Your ass is going to rot in that insane asylum, type of thing.
Yeah, that proved to be a real smart move, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. I know. So there was another badass moment I have. It's I forget which issue number it is, but it's Amazing Spider-Man where he has the jury, where he's fighting the jury, and it's all the guys in mechanical armor, and he's got one of them wrapped up, and he grabs his head and he goes, "Ooh, is this a twist off cap?" And just rips off his head, helmet and all, and he's like, "Ooh, yeah, it's a twist off type," that type of thing. But one more last badass moment for me, and this is kind of like I know. Thanks, Richard.
Good job, Richard.
Yeah, I can make it in. Sal's doing Venom tonight.
Richard, you are on point, buddy.
Sorry. This is my last one.
You're doing good, Sal.
Okay, all right. This is my last one, I swear.
Come on.
So during the Maximum Carnage series, he's actually hanging onto the Fantastic car, talking to the Fantastic Four. So most of the Venom suit is down to his hands and feet just so he can hang on to the car. And he's talking to the Fantastic Four, and he's going, you guys are great people. I've done a lot of stories on you. You save a lot of people. Like talking like this, like really saying stuff. And it's just like, okay, a minute ago you were just like going to rip apart Spider-Man in half and eat his brains, and then you're sitting there going to the Fantastic Four. Yeah, you guys are good people. I like you guys. I did a lot of articles on you. You save a lot of people. I like you. That type of thing.
I like you,
and I get to see them like going like this. Yeah, okay, he likes us. That type of thing.
Sal.
All right. I am done with my badass moments. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to what we don't like.
You have one more?
I do, but I'm not going to do it. All right? I'm not going to do it. I do have one. I got plenty more, but I'm not.
There you go.
I just want to make it known for the record, too, that even though he professes to be this huge Venom fan, he was not wearing a Venom shirt when he went to the comic shop this afternoon. He was wearing Silver Surfer shirt. And even though he knew that we had the Venom episode tonight, he was still not Venom up for the day.
Still
Not for the
came
day.
in as Silver
I saved
Surfer.
all my Venom power for right now. Okay.
Yeah, he wanted that shirt to be fresh for the show.
That's right. That's right. So moving on to critiques and criticisms and what we don't like.
Oh,
I'll go
Sal's got
first
the
on
drip.
this. What's that?
I said Sal's got the drip.
I know. I do. I do. Gosh. I see.
Oh, wow.
I'm passionate about this.
He is. Is this your favorite character?
Yes, actually.
Was
Yeah,
like
this
with
one-
me
this
with
is-
the Spider-Man episode. I
Yeah.
missed the
Yeah.
first round, and I talked everybody's ear off on that
Yeah,
one. Sal,
yep.
it's your turn. Go
Sal
ahead.
didn't miss the first round.
Well, I
though.
didn't miss the first
First
episode. I
round
talked
was-
everybody's ear
I
off on
did.
that one too.
I know. I love the passion. This is great. I mean, Sal gets to do his favorite character.
I know.
Again. It's awesome.
So what I don't like is the fact that they've kind of spread the Venom symbiote, or the symbiotes went crazy with everybody getting one, and I didn't like that because I kind of felt like it took a lot of the uniqueness away from him.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mhm.
I don't mind him being the deranged anti-hero. I like that, and I like the kind of fact that he begrudgingly partners with Spider-Man sometimes because you can see that level of, okay, I understand. I gotta help him do this, even though I hate his guts. I'm
Yeah.
still gonna help him do this. So I didn't like that how they spread that around because I felt like it took away a lot from this guy. So I don't know. I'll go with that.
Richard
Sorry.
says keep going. He already called in. He already called in tomorrow.
I know. All right, Dan, you go. Go ahead.
A lot.
It sure smells like a longshoreman. No,
Sal says he'd rather smell like a longshoreman than a short
Yeah.
short.
that's right.
I kind of go, will also echo what you said with too many symbiotes. Venom was cool because, like, all right, it was the suit Spider-Man had, and bottle him, that was cool. Carnage was cool because it's like, oh, okay, it's this, it's like the
This piece.
like the piece of like the the
Spawn.
child of the suit or something, and coming from Earth, it was a way to make it have some different some kind of uniqueness to it where he could make the weapons and kind of disengage them from his body and stuff. And Cletus Cassidy was even more batshit crazy than
Right.
Eddie Brock was.
Mhm.
So that was cool. But then then in Lethal Protector, it's like, oh, here's all these other symbiotes. Oh,
Yeah.
now there's all these other ones. They're like, oh, there's Null and there's a planet full. Like, no, it's too many. But comics does that all the time. It's like, oh, Superman's cool. Let's have all these other Kryptonians and a family around him. Oh, Batman's cool. Let's have all these other Bat characters around him. Let's have 18 Flashes. And they do that. Marvel does it and DC does it. It's like you have something that's cool, and then they just beat it into the ground where you're like, I'm just sick of this now. And
Yeah.
that's kind of what I feel like it was with the symbiotes. Like there doesn't need to be that many of them.
Right.
And the Venom symbiote doesn't have to bond with every damn character in the Marvel universe. Oh, I'm with Eddie. Oh, I'm with the Scorpion. Oh, I'm with Dylan. Oh, I'm with this. Oh, I'm back with Peter. Oh, I'm with this. Like, no. Venom is the symbiote and Eddie.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm. Yes.
Yeah. It's not Venom if it's someone else.
No.
Right.
Yeah,
I
agreed.
could
Chris.
agree with that.
Yes, Carnage should have been the stopping point. And if they wanted to introduce any new symbiotes, it shouldn't be like, oh, we're going to introduce 6 new ones here. And then this, like, it should have been a slow drip. Like, all right, 10 years later, oh, it's been 5 or 6 years. Let's do another one. But yeah, there's too many. And I don't like the thing of, oh, he's a superhero now. Like in King in Black, when he's like a superhero and he's friends with Spider-Man and like Captain America is his buddy and this. No, he should never be a legitimate Avenger superhero. Like he should remain an unhinged psychopath. And even when he has to begrudgingly team up with Spider-Man, then you always have to have that thought, like, at any moment he could just like turn and kill me and be like, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
Yeah. True. All right, Gary, you go next. What you got?
Yeah, same thing. Too many symbiotes, and it should be him and Eddie. Though I will say and I like Carnage. I thought after Carnage it became too redundant. But what do you put?
I want to see a symbiote that's small and beret.
Wow.
There you go. I
Le
did,
Venom.
I did like the anti-venom with Flash Thompson.
Yes, that was cool.
I did like that, even though it's going against the grain of what we're saying. I like the fact that Flash Thompson's goodness made that symbiote behave and to what Flash wanted. And I always liked Flash Thompson as a character, and I loved his growth. And when they sent him to Vietnam, and he, well, originally in the Spider-Man he was sent to Vietnam, but in the updated versions, I guess he lost his legs in either Iraq or Afghanistan. I'm assuming.
I think it was Iraq, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So I love the fact that he, as anti-venom, he was a hero, and that his legs were replaced by the symbiote.
Yeah.
And all. So I really enjoyed that character, even though I don't like all the others. For whatever reason, that character really, I just really enjoyed seeing Flash Thompson, in a heroic, atmosphere with the Venom suit.
We could do a whole show just on that because that was an amazing run on its own.
I see anti-venom coming in the future.
Yeah, well, like I said, I like that a lot, but that's going against my thing where, basically I like, Eddie Brock as Venom, and I like Cletus Cassidy with Carnage. I thought that was really great and kept them unique. But that one I have a little over here to the side that I really have to say I did enjoy that version of him too.
Okay.
But see, that also goes to the point. He wasn't Venom with Flash. He was.
Right.
It's not like he's with Scorpion. He's Venom. Oh, he's with Villain. He's Venom. Like, no, Venom is Eddie and the symbiote together.
That's a good point. Anti-Venom was a different character, and he was a hero. He was a hero, and I love the fact that it was Flash's goodness that drove that. Where Venom was kind of drives the Eddie Brock bus. Right.
Yes.
But Flash Thompson was driving the anti-venom bus. Yeah. Flash was driving that.
Right. So I believe it was.
He lost his legs.
Lost his legs in New York. Delta sucks. Always in your luggage.
All right, Tim, go ahead. I was going to say something else, but I'll wait until later.
I'm going to parrot what Gary and Dan said, and
Sal,
you even said before, right? Too many symbiotes, right? It's in my mind, it has to be Eddie. It can't be anybody else. It is not truly Venom unless it's Eddie. Them two bonded over a traumatic experience, whether they were right or wrong, is indifferent, right? The symbiote was cast out by Peter Parker. It felt betrayed, and the lust it had for Peter was not reciprocated. Eddie hated Peter. They bonded over that, and they formed a relationship, et cetera, et cetera. When they killed Eddie off, like when he died of cancer or whatever it was, I was mad about that. To me, there was no reason for them to do that. And then to put the suit on Scorpion, I hated that. I was not a fan of that at all. It was cool to see him in the books, like Keith said. And the design structure looked cool, but it wasn't Venom. It was the symbiote that lost its host and had to find something else.
Right.
I dislike the fact that they turned him into a superhero. Like you said, Dan, he is not a superhero. He is a villain through and through. He is psychotic. He is cannibalistic. He eats brains and sucks marrow and uses eyeballs for jelly, and it all needs to be like that. That's was true, 100%.
Totally agree.
And it needs to be that way, right? He needs to be a villain. He is not a hero. He's an anti-hero at worst. He's a villain at best, and they should leave it at that.
Yeah. So the Venom symbiote needs to eat the brains for the adrenaline that's produced in the human body. And as Spider-Man, the adrenaline was like an all you can eat smorgasbord. I mean, he could feed on that forever with all the spider sense and all the stuff that he goes through. So with Eddie, he didn't have all that going for him.
So it was an addiction.
He needed to suck that out of some other people's brains.
Yeah.
Well, he should have been eating the adrenal glands because that's where adrenaline.
Is this pure adrenaline?
That's pure adrenaline. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
They dilute what Chris says. They dilute what makes a character special when there are a ton of the same guys running around, 100%. And
Yeah,
like Dan
Chris-
pointed out, with a lot of other major characters, they've done it.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
true.
for me personally, I think the worst is Flash, because at least like the Superman characters, there's a little differences. Flash, it's just a bunch of them that all run fast,
Yep.
and then it's just who runs faster. And I'm torn because I like Jay and I like Barry and I like Wally, but like then there's the other Wally, and then there's the girl, and then there's Bart, and then there's Max, and there's that's a whole other thing. But
Yeah.
Well, but Max Mercury was a speedster from the. I mean, he's from the Golden Age. He dates from the Golden Age. So DC had the rights. You don't be so judgmental. DC had when DC got the rights to those characters, because you know what Max Mercury's original name was? It's Quicksilver.
Oh,
he was Quicksilver, but the name wasn't, fell out of being trademarked. And so, of course, Marvel put it on Pietro. And then when DC acquired the rights to those heroes, they couldn't use Quicksilver anymore. So they went with Max Mercury.
Yep.
But this goes along with it's like we all been saying.
Yep.
There's too many symbiotes. It's like the Oprah show. You get a symbiote, and you get a symbiote, you get a symbiote, and then like they're all under the chairs.
You all have to pay tax.
And they've got a room full of symbiotes. Then you're having to come up with names for them all too, and
you need a scorecard.
There is a scorecard out. I have that scorecard too. If you want to see that.
Bet you do.
All right, folks. Before we jump to the next segment, we got to stop and take a second for our sponsor break, which will be this man right over here.
Yeah.
Comic Logic, baby. Chris knew that. Comic Logic is our proud sponsor. I'm connected with them. I'm one of the proud co-owners. We are Loudoun County, Virginia's only comic book store. We would love to see you. Come in and see us during the week. Come get some great, meet some great folks that are working there. We can steer you towards some great graphic novels, single issues, new books that are out on the shelf. Please come see us. But if you really want to make that journey, you come see us on Sunday, October 27th for all fall lot from 12 to 4. It's just a great time. Bring your family. It'll be trunk or treat for the kids. So we'll have over 35 vendors. They'll be giving out candy to the kids, Halloween style. And we'd love to see you. We'll have comics. We'll have toys, local artists, local authors. There'll be jewelry, and there'll even be a tattoo artist there that can tattoo whatever comic character you want. They'll give you a tattoo of it. And what could be greater family bonding than tattoos for everybody?
Tattoos all around.
There you go.
You get a tattoo. You get a tattoo.
You get a tattoo. There you go. Everybody gets a tattoo. So come and see it. Again, I'm hoping Rob gets a tramp stamp. So we're trying to talk him into it. Past 2 lot cons, he's gotten tattoos. So we'll see what happens with this one. But please come see us.
You should have to get a tramp stamp of the Ye Grumpy Old Nerds logo.
Yeah, that would be great. That would be awesome. And speaking of Ye Grumpy Old Nerds, you get to see Rob, you get to see Mike, you get to see me there. Thank you for that, Chris. Rumor has it Chris Schwartzlander will be there, but please don't let that keep you from coming. Please come anyway. I will protect you. I will protect you.
He has warrants out. So.
Yeah, if Chris is coming, and you're worried, I will protect you. I promise. And then also special extra guest, Codex Station people. Tim and Sal are planning to come. I'm sorry. Dan and Sal are threatening to come with their families, and what could be finer than to have them mixing and mingling with the Comic Logic people? So Dan and Sal, who came last year with their families on the Halloween Fall Lot Con and enjoyed themselves immensely. So we'd love to see you. Please come on down. October 27th, Sunday, 10 days. Come see us. We'd love to see you.
And if you see me there, as I said, and you come up to me and say the Dread Pirate Roberts, I presume, I will have free stickers and other things for you.
And Sapphire Glade will be there, who's one of the contributors to the chat and one of our super folks. So he'll be there too. Mail delivery in the rear. See, this is why don't let Chris dissuade you from coming. I'll be there.
That's true. That's true, Richard. You don't want to.
What was it when you were eating with Chris, Tim? You said he put something in his beer, and I thought.
Oh, it was that tater tot
yeah.
thing that I bought, and he took the jalapenos off.
Yeah. So
hey, Joe, good to see you.
If he pulls jalapenos out of his beard, I would ask you just politely decline.
Well,
they've been in there for a while.
If he pulls jalapenos out of any part of his body, politely decline.
Are those fresh?
You don't have to be polite about it either. I'm just telling you right now.
You're like, doesn't it burn having them down there?
He said not anymore. He's used to it.
Got to sneak them in folks. Somewhere.
Let's go ahead and jump. Yep, Joe, that's very true. Old school Venom when he eats people. Yep, very true. Let's go ahead and jump to our next segment, which is top covers. But first, I want to do a quick show of this. Here's the scorecard.
Oh, look at that! It really does exist.
It's a little small to see on the screen, but man, this is a lot.
Wow.
This is where they all come from.
Scream, Agony, Lasher,
Phage, and Riot.
That's a stupid name. Riot, Mercury, Phage.
Yeah.
Mercury Agony, Mercury Lasher Hybrid, Mercury Riot, Gray Venom.
Yep.
Mania, Venom 2099, Anti-Venom, Scorn, Toxin, Paris Green, Red Brick, Royal Blue, Burnt Orange, Gunmetal. All right, some of these are cool names, but some of like Phage, Phage, that's just
that's
that one. Yeah, that one should have. Yeah, you know what they should. One of them, they just have a symbiote named Jalapeno.
There you go.
The symbiote could be in the form of a sombrero.
There you go. That's spicy, all right. But you know what's really spicy? I have selected everybody's covers today, and here they are.
Oh, my
there you go. There you go. Wow.
The show's over, ladies and gentlemen. Right there.
We're done. Thank you very much for coming.
Hey,
all right,
Sal,
Tim,
you get that tattooed and get that tattooed on you.
There are two tattoos I would actually consider getting, and that is one of them.
Wow.
Tramp stamp?
Would you get it like fully on your chest, full size?
Oh yeah, of course. Just like this. Of course I would.
He's got to get it down in his groinal region so we can watch symbiotes grow.
There you go.
Who's up first?
We're not going to go there. We're not going to go there. We're going to. Tim, why don't you go first?
She'll throw her shoe at you.
I know.
Oh my God.
I know. Tim, you can go first with your covers.
All right. So let's go ahead and kick this off. Right there over on the left, the mini series that started it all for him, Venom Lethal Protector, right? He was just a guest star in Spider-Man up to this point, major villain for him, but now he's in his own limited series, and that's fantastic. What you've got, this is the regular cover, you've got the gold cover, you've got the black air cover, the white one. Yeah, this is a classic Venom cover with Bagley art, and it's gorgeous art at that too.
Yep.
And yeah, this is, you can't say much more than that. Over one titty. There you go. Then in the center, that is the 1 in 100 Venom #1. I think it's from volume 5, and that's the Ryan Stegman cover.
That's cool.
I have this here. I took that up to Baltimore to get signed by him, but he cost a little too much, so I passed. But this cover is gorgeous. Him standing on top of that gargoyle, the lightning in the background, and just, I mean, look at it. It's amazing. And then, of course, Amazing Spider-Man. This is that whole storyline where I think they're fighting on the island, I believe. Yeah, Kiss your Aunt May goodbye, Spider-Man. You're gonna die. I love it. This is absolutely fantastic. And all you see is Spidey's arms in the foreground. There's nothing else he can do but brace for impact. And it's absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
All right, very good. All right, Uncle Gary, you show your covers now.
There we go.
All right, there we go. So the one on the left is, of course, Todd McFarlane's classic Spider-Man.
375, Joe. 375.
Yes.
316, and that was the first Venom cover with Eddie, I believe. So love it.
Yeah.
Just great classic, beating the tar out of Spider-Man. The one in the center is the Alex Ross, and
yeah, that's a great cover.
When he did, he did the headshots of all the Marvel characters, and the one he did, I can't remember on what issue it was, but it was just the torso up. This shot, which is more art of the Venom character, which is a fuller body shot, that was actually on the Saga of Eddie Brock trade paperback. So on the trade, you got more of that Alex Ross art, and I like the fuller image of him there. But look at that vicious tongue, the musculature of that. Man.
No worries, Joe. That's what we're here for.
No worries. It's all good, buddy.
Absolutely. We're glad you're playing the home edition of this game.
Yeah.
So I love that Alex Ross Venom. And then on the right is another one of Ryan Stegman's covers. That's Venom Volume 4, number 35, and that's cover F. I just think that is a pretty cool cover with the wings and the tongue and the gargoyle beneath him with the sword in it. Great. Yeah, so just love it. Very dynamic.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, Dan, you're up. Show us your covers.
All right, so just say the first time around, the covers I picked was Amazing Spider-Man 346, which I have in my rack behind me. That's the one where it's the close-up of his face, and you see Spider-Man in his eyes. Venom, the Enemy Within number 1, and Venom issue 1 from Volume 4, the one that Tim showed. So I picked 3 new ones for this one. Just like Tim, Venom Lethal Protector number 1. It's just, it's a classic cover. It's pure 90s with the foil and, Venom real prominent on there. But, it's just a kick-ass cover. Though 375 was, the gold foil where he's fighting Spider-Man. That was a good one too. And then the middle one, that's the one Gary was just talking about, the timeless variant. It's on, it's from Venom Lethal Protector number 2, issue 1. And this is the close-up of it. And I was thinking about doing the full body one from the trade paperback, but I did like how this one, you saw, it was closer up on this. And after I picked all the covers, I realized these are all close-ups of his, chest and his head. And the final one is Venom First Toast issue 5.
Yeah, Bougie, that was cool. Yeah, but I love that one on the right, the First Toast. That is great.
Yeah, that's a great cover.
Yeah, where it's the skull, and I don't know whether it's the symbiote forming around the skull or the symbiote pulling away from it, but either way, it is just, it's great. And who knows, we got our Halloween show coming up, and that didn't make my list, but that could easily be on a
cover.
Who did that cover?
On the right?
Yes.
Hold on a second.
Give me a second. Now
looks like it's got a G on there.
Number 5.
Five.
I mean, that is
5B.
really...
It's the B cover actually, and it was done by Mark Bagley and Paco Diaz Lepew.
Wow, so
cover, no, I'm sorry. Cover artist is Javier Garon.
Garon. Okay, it looked like a G. Yep.
Yeah. So
I thought you meant G as in G cover. Sorry.
Joe, that sounds absolutely disgusting. I have not read that yet.
Actually that Alien versus Avengers 1 was surprisingly very good and not at all what you'll expect.
Yeah.
But so those are my 3 covers.
Nice. I like them. And I'm glad that we have the close-up version of the Ross and the body shot with Ross, so you get both versions of that.
Yep.
Like I said, I considered doing the one that was the full body one, but I just liked how the close-up of this, that you really got to see the detail on the face a bit more.
Yep. All right, so let's go ahead and bring up my covers. There we go.
Ooh,
so So like Dan, I also changed up my covers from the first episode. The far left one is I believe that was no, I changed it from my notes. Okay. So this is from the Venom series #2. This is I want to say a Delato cover.
Oh, is that Delato? Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that's Delato cover. Yep. Yeah, I did change it because I like that. I changed it out the last second.
Sal
then,
also owns 18 copies of each of these.
I think I even have that one slab, to tell you the truth. So,
Wow.
Of course you
Next
do.
one is, yeah, no, what a shock. So this thing, the middle one is Venom Along Came in Spider, but I like that how he's biting the spider costume, and I believe this is during the Ben Reilly Spider-Man run.
Good, he deserved it.
Because he deserved it. But I like that to see him biting down, like the enjoyment of biting through the costume. And of course, the far right one, 164, the Venom,
cool.
Anti-Venom. I love the artwork of this with the negative space use.
The yin and the yang.
Yep, just awesome
Wow.
to me. That's awesome
That's
to me.
cool.
But I believe my last, I forgot which ones I actually chose for my last thing, but I think it was I had the gold 375 cover, and I had the one where Spider-Man, Venom's holding up Spider-Man's skull. It was number 347.
Oh yeah,
like, the last poor Spider-Man. I killed him well.
Yeah,
that's just
it's
a
great cover.
375 was what I did for the cover of the day on comic.
Yes,
I saw that. That was awesome. And then I think I had the glow in the dark, where it's just the face, the glow in the dark, with the eyes and the mouth. That was also pretty good. It was The Enemy Within #1, if I remember right. So. All right, awesome. So now let's go ahead.
Yeah, the glow in the dark one, because I had that one too.
Yeah,
that was really cool.
that
was
cover.
Cool. Was that everybody's covers? That went so quick.
So
Yeah.
I know.
That was one from.
Oh yeah.
That's just
that's awesome.
Too.
That's awesome.
wicked.
From my understanding, Larson hated drawing Venom so much that he just made him more and more obscene looking on page. Is that right?
I think
I
so.
think it was something that he just made the tongue longer and longer.
Yeah.
Kind of like
made it more ridiculous.
Back in the day with Power Girl, where they're like, "I'm just gonna make her bustier and bustier until somebody says something."
Yeah.
Yep, indeed. All right, so let's go on to essential reading. If you want, I will go first with this one.
Why don't you, Sam?
Go first. There we go. I went with Venom First Host. I tried. I got to see everybody's choices for stories, and a lot of the stories that you guys chose were ones that were really good ones, and I didn't want to go rehash them over again. So I went with some deeper cuts, you might say. So First Host, this is where you find out the Venom symbiote's been around, or at least the symbiote's been around to Earth before. It's a good series. It's definitely something to pick up.
The B-sides are usually the best songs.
That's true. Next one I got is The Enemy Within. This is only a 3-issue one, but it's still a great series to read. I liked the last one, Venom the Hunger, #1 through 4. This one really gives you a that's legit.
Every time,
baby, every time, giggity. So the Venom the Hunger I really like because it kind of gives you a little deeper knowledge of the symbiote and its inner workings of how it needs to feed, how it thinks, how it wants to do things, and it's just a really good one to actually explore a little bit deeper end on the symbiote itself. So
nice.
That's what I had for mine. All right, Dan, let's shoot with yours next.
All right. So just to recap from the first.
I'm sorry,
one,
Dan. Hold on one second. I want to show this really quick. Pam's got to run early tonight, but she's got a request. It's her birthday. Mean a lot to me. If I get a happy birthday from Codex. There we go.
Wait a minute.
Happy birthday
to you. I'm not singing. Happy birthday, Pam.
Long in a zoo.
You smell like a symbiote.
Pam.
Smell like one too. Happy birthday, Pam.
Pam, we love you.
Pam, I want to tell you something. You came in here and you have classed the chat up.
Yes.
And we love you so much that when we're off air, we have fights about which one of us can appreciate Pam the most.
That's right.
And I tell you what, it's knockdown, drag out, but we all want to be your #1. So, you come in here with a deep reservoir of comic knowledge.
You do.
You come in when I throw names like Aparo and Cardi out, you are right there, and you're making references that are deep historical fact, and we appreciate the hell out of that. I appreciate you. And these guys may say that they appreciate you the most, but they don't. I do.
Ladies
Right
and
here,
gentlemen.
me to you, Pam.
I'm telling you
I
right now.
feel the connection through the airwaves, and this would not be the same if you weren't a part of this. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Pam, you are amazing. You're wonderful. You're fantastic. Gary said it all. We fight over you after the show is over, and each one of us wins every week in our hearts.
And it's different because with Chris, we fight over who has to take him.
And Gary always
Sometimes I
loses
give
that
in
I
one.
on
always
purpose.
lose. I got to take him. Yeah.
But it's the thing is, Pam, it's not Pam with two M's. It's not the confusion. The confusion is how amazing you are and how awesome you think we are. And that is our birthday gift to you. You, ma'am, are incredibly amazing and awesome.
Oh, Pam. Oh.
There you go. Happy birthday, Pam. We love
Happy
you
birthday.
from all
Yes.
of us at Codex.
Yeah. Happy
All right.
birthday.
Happy birthday. All right. I'm sorry, Dan. Go ahead with your stories.
Oh, I was saying on the first one, the essential reading I chose was Amazing Spider-Man 300 and 315 to 317. When he first fought Venom, Venom, Lethal Protector, and King in Black. Which, even though I said I didn't like all the Venom stuff and or all the too many Venoms and the symbiote god and all that, it was a very Venom centric story. So I picked 3 different ones this time. I went with Maximum Carnage. That was the Spider-Man event of the 90s.
Yeah.
Even got a kick-ass video game.
Oh, yeah.
And I picked that one because Venom is a central character in it. And it was really the first time that Venom and Spider-Man actually had to team up with each other and fight on the same side. And you could see that, it was very uncomfortable for both of them. And Spider-Man is just, as I said, you're constantly wondering, is this guy just going to turn on me? The next one I picked is the trade paperback. It's the one that actually Gary showed. It's the Saga of Eddie Brock.
Yep.
So it's Amazing Spider-Man 300, 315 to 317, Spider-Man The Trial of Venom issue 1, and Amazing Spider-Man 375. So it covers a lot of the early Spider-Man stuff when he first appeared. And then the last one I got is First Kill, which I don't believe that there's a collection of that. But see you, Pam. Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye, Pam.
Good
Bye.
night, Pam.
But First Kill was a backup story that ran in 3 parts among the Spider-Man annuals one year. It was Amazing Spider-Man Annual 26, Spectacular Spider-Man Annual 12, and Web of Spider-Man Annual 8. And it was just a few pages in each one that was a backup story. Altogether, it would probably be about the length of one normal comic. And it just shows how Eddie got the symbiote and what he did directly after getting it, after they first bonded and kind of came to terms with each other before he shows back up in Amazing Spider-Man and tries to kill him. So that this shows, like I said, I think it's essential because it's the one story that shows how they actually bonded and got to be
Nice.
Venom.
Nice.
Okay, nice. Awesome. All right, Uncle Gary, you're next. Why don't you go ahead and show us yours?
All right. So the Venom stories I had were we talked about earlier, Venom the Hunger, and that was a Len Comiskey and Ted Halstead did that. These were mini series,
Right.
and then Venom Lethal Protector. That's that first big series that came out that we talked about. David Michelini and Mark Bagley, and then which that was Venom getting his own shot at the stardom right there, and that was a big deal at the time, and was I guess that was late 80s, wasn't it, when that came out?
It was early 90s.
Early 90s, I thought.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought
Early 90s.
Yeah.
Well,
Let me look up the exact date.
yeah. So, and then Venom Separation Anxiety, which dealt with Brock and Venom being separated, and that's also the one that did spawn a lot of these other Venom.
93.
in 93. That spawned a lot of these other Venom knockoffs that came out of that. But it was an interesting story, but it did create too many Venoms. So, but I still thought it was an interesting story, with Brock and Venom, not being bonded. So those are my three.
All right. Tim, you're next.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, Venom Lethal Protector, that is the mini series that started it all. If you haven't read it, you definitely need to. It's 6 issues, and Bagley did half of it, and Ron Lim did the other half of the artwork. But it's absolutely fantastic. There's not much more that hasn't been already said that I can say about this. If you haven't read it, read it. It is essential Venom reading.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Amazing Spider-Man number 374 and 375. These are the 2 issues that take place prior to Lethal Protector. These 2 are equally important because this had been building up to this point, like with Peter's parents coming back and all these other things, the Spider Slayer saga and all that stuff in the 90s that Peter was dealing with. And then for 374 and 375 at this abandoned amusement park, I think, Venom and Spider-Man come to a head, and it's the showdown of the 90s, and they kick the snot out of each other. And at the end of this, they agree that Venom's going to leave and Spider-Man's not going to follow him and all that stuff. And that leads into Lethal Protector. So 374 and 375 are essential reading for that. Venom Funeral Pyre. Sal, like you, I wanted to do a deep cut, something that doesn't get talked about a lot.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, and this,
that's the one with the Punisher, right?
That's right. This came out in 1993, and I want to read you the synopsis for this. So the 3-issue limited series commemorates the team up of 2 of Marvel's most popular characters at the time by enhancing the cover with a flaming holographics foil that simulates the flickering effect of real fire. If you've seen the cover, it looks awesome. The beautiful Tom Lyle artwork on there with Venom up top and Punisher down below. But what they're doing is Venom and Punisher take on so he's in San Francisco at this time. All these miniseries, I think, take place on or around that part of the country. And the Punisher and Venom take on a San Francisco street gang armed with devastating super technology, Tom Lyle pencils, Carl Potts writing, Scott Hanna doing inks. This is a great deep cut for Venom when he was getting a mini series, one right after the other. I think this is previous to the one where he fought the Juggernaut. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah. So this is just one of those deep cuts that's really good. Punisher, Venom, gangs, and the mob, and it's fantastic.
Awesome.
And the cover is a gimmicky cover, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's got like a foily background.
Yeah.
What's funny is you mentioned when he was getting all the mini series.
Yeah.
So what's interesting about that is from February of 93 to January of 98, Venom did not have an ongoing book, but he had so many miniseries that there was a book that came out every month for 5 years, and it was just one limited series after another, and it was 60 issues, without missing a month. So it was essentially an ongoing series that was just
guest writers, guest artists,
and artists. It was just one mini series after another without a break for 5 years.
Yeah, and it was great. Great
time
I loved
to be
it.
a Venom
fan.
I remember that, and I was just thinking, why is this not just an ongoing title with these as like the stories in it? It was
awesome.
It was essentially an ongoing Venom series as an anthology.
Yeah.
I think they wanted the capture the hot number ones again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, they did it because some of those number ones on these miniseries run for a pretty penny.
That's true. All right. We could get rid of that for right now.
You got it.
There we go. There we are. All right. So let's go ahead and jump to our next segment, which is Best Artist and Author. Dan, you can go first on this one. What do you got?
I believe, Sal, that there's one Venom cover that you that you did not show.
What's that?
Oh, I see you didn't even put it in here.
What is it? Which Venom cover are you talking about?
The one that I sent you. The sketch cover.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I did not. Let's add that in there.
Tisk.
I was gonna use that for your promo of your art.
Tisk.
Tisk. Well, did you add it in there?
I didn't. I don't have it on the computer. I had it on my phone.
Oh, all right. So, Dan, go first with your artist and author, and I will find it and put it up.
For my author, the first time I went, and for my author and artist, the first time I went with David Michelini as writer, and for artist, I kind of had a tie between Eric Larson and Mark Bagley because Bagley was my guy, but I also had to acknowledge, even though McFarlane, created the character, Larson was the one that really started to give him that signature look with the big teeth and the big tongue and the drool, because the way that and like the jagged jaggedness kind of around the eyes, because the way that that McFarlane drew was basically like really big muscular Spider-Man that has this like rictus grin. And Larson was the one that really started putting that grotesque image in it.
Yeah.
So this time around, I really I tried to think of another writer. I had to stick with David Michelini as my writer. He was the co-creator of them. He wrote all of those early Spider-Man appearances when he appeared, which is the Venom that I like most. He wrote Lethal Protector. So I had to stick with him for writer. But for artist, since I already picked Larson and I already picked Bagley, I had to go with this creator and had to go with McFarlane.
Good choices.
Yeah. Those are good choices. There's certainly a lot of them. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, here is the picture that Dan has drawn for Venom on a sketch cover.
You got it, Sal? There it is.
Yeah,
there
we
it
go.
is. Nice.
That's a Larson inspiration if I ever saw one.
Yes, what I was saying, he's the one that had that that really gave him that grotesque kind of look with the tongue and the drool and the big teeth, but they were all kind of like jagged.
Yeah, mixed all over the place.
Like you compare it to the way that McFarlane drew it, and McFarlane almost drew it like almost like snake teeth, where they're all perfect, and that, and Larson was like, no, they're going to be monstrous. They're going to be going all over the place.
Right.
Nice.
All right, Uncle Gary, what do you got for artist and author?
David Michelini for the author, and for the artist, I'm going to go with that is Bagley art.
Oh, very good.
Ooh, hey.
Very good.
Mark Bagley. Yep, I really enjoyed it, and so, I agree with what Dan has said about how Larson, defined it and all that. But if he really hated to draw the character, he doesn't get to be the artist.
See, and I never heard that. I'd never heard that Larson hated drawing Venom.
Either did I. So I don't know.
I'm gonna confirm that, but I'm pretty confident that that's what I had read somewhere.
Yep, that is an awesome sketch, Boosh. It's nice to have our own resident artist here. Yep.
Yes, right there. Boom. All right, Tim, what do you got?
Okay, so for writing, I'm gonna go with none of what either of you have said. I'm gonna go with who I think are the current best comic horror writers that I've read. My runner-up pick is Tinian. I would love to see Tinian do a Venom story, like a lethal Venom story.
That would be cool.
But I think the person that could really pull it off and do a great Marvel horror story is none other than our beloved Philip Kennedy Johnson.
Oh, okay.
Love to see Philip Kennedy. I would love to see him do Venom. If Venom shows up in the Hulk, I'm going to lose it. As far as artwork goes, I'm torn between two, and I've been thinking about these guys since we started the show. I usually make my picks throughout the show and finalize them before we get to this segment, but I'm torn between these two. So the first one is Simon Bisley. We all know who he is.
Yeah.
He did Lobo. He does these beautiful painted covers. He's done a ton of stuff. If you
Dread
haven't,
too, right? Hadn't he done some Dread?
yes, yeah, 100%. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen him, look up Simon
I am the
Bisley.
law. What if the Venom symbiote merged
Bisley.
with Judge Dredd?
Do what?
What
Oh
if
wow,
the Venom symbiote merged with Judge Dredd?
Oh man.
Brock. But Simon Bisley, I think, would be fantastic. His unique, wild, artistic style would be gorgeous to see painted for a Venom story. But if I had to go with a classic, really intricate artwork, Gary, I'm gonna have to kneel at the altar of Bernie Wrightson for this one. I would love to have seen Bernie do this.
Well, I tell you what, I think Bernie can definitely draw horror, and that's a horror character. So I think he has drawn his share of monsters. So I think he really could.
I think he would have had a blast doing Venom.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, Finch is a great too.
Yep.
So those are my choices.
Those are
I am
dreams.
shocked that the name Mark Bagley did not escape your lips.
You guys have already said it. His artwork is timeless and immortal. But yeah, I'd like to see Simon.
I bet you would faint like a schoolgirl if you ever met him.
Oh, dude, I already know what books I would get signed by him. 100%.
Yeah, everything.
Mike 351.
He's a very nice guy, and I got some, Wrightson. I was going to say Cardi. Cardi's an interesting. Cardi's lines are so clean. Yeah. I wonder, Venom needs to be kind of roughed up a little bit. So, yeah. I would love to see. Bougie is becoming a Cardi enthusiast. I am thrilled with this. Yes.
All right. Very good. All right. So for my choices, last time I went with Mark Bagley and David Michelini as well, but I think I'm going to stick with Mark Bagley as my artist.
That's why I didn't pick him, because you guys did.
Oh, there's been a lot of good artists on him, but I think Mark Bagley I think he did the best on it. Yeah. Now for writing, I'm actually going to change out Michelini for Larry Hama.
Oh,
and because after rereading some of the stories that he did, I'm like, okay, I'm going to dig this, and it's different, and it's still an excellent writer for him. So Larry Hama,
current Larry Hama or 80s and 90s Larry Hama?
80s and 90s Larry Hama.
When he was killing G.I. Joes left and right.
That's right. Exactly.
Yeah, it's where he would have Venom bond with Zartan.
Oh my God.
Yep. All right. That's that I think does it for us then, ladies and gentlemen. I think we can go ahead and wrap up this show. Man, what an episode. I love this one. This has been a great episode. Everybody in the chat, you guys have been amazing. Thank you so much for participating. Always, thank you so much. And I got to thank these guys here as well. Dan the Man Kelly, the Ric Flair of comics, 100%. And of course, Tim the Terrible.
What if Venom bonded with Ric Flair?
Woo! What we got to get? Oh, we got one more thing. I got to get back to Richard's original question. Who I didn't like?
Thanks, Boosh.
Bonding with him. Yeah, thanks, Boosh. Appreciate that.
Yep.
So Richard asked me
who's your most favorite and least favorite?
Most favorite's got to be Eddie Brock, number one.
I think safe to say we probably all say that.
Yeah, Eddie Brock. I'm going to say Lee Price. That was just an abomination type of bonding. That was like when later down the road. I think Eddie Brock was either dead or something like that. But it was Lee Price, and it was just horrible. It was terrible. I just didn't like that whatsoever. I
don't think I was reading comics at that time, or that was the time when I was taking a break.
Probably. I can't think of anybody else. I didn't mind Matt Garrigan to being the Scorpion Venom type of guy, but the Venom symbiote was very dulled. So it was more Scorpion than it was.
See, when I came back into comics, that's who was the host.
Right.
Was Lee
so
Garrett.
I didn't mind it, but I didn't really like it either. So.
Oh, I just thought of what about? I don't know if he's worked on Venom or not, but what about Kelly Jones doing?
That would be cool.
Oh yeah.
Kelly Jones would be very interesting because he draws a lot of exaggerated monstrous
Big
types.
muscular,
Yeah.
yeah.
Be
What
perfect.
if Paro did some drawing of it too? I'd like to
Well,
see that.
Paro could do a fearsome. He could do a fearsome. He
Like
could
a
do
muscular, a very muscular cut one,
Square jawed Eddie Brock. There
Yeah.
you go.
Well, look
I
how
like to see
fearsome
that.
he could. Look how fearsome he made the Spectre. So he
Yeah.
could make him. But I really like the Kelly Jones.
Yeah.
Dan, that's a really good pull.
Yep,
That is
Kelly
a good one.
Jones.
Because
That is a good one.
look at one of my I'm on the my covers of the year for the award show at the end. One of them is a Dead Man alternate cover he did for Brave and the Bold, where it's just very trippy.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't know that he has,
would be
but it
cool.
would be brutal.
Yeah.
If he did it in the style of Crossed, just let Ennis go. Disgusting.
I'll say this going on for favorite and least favorite. Favorite Eddie Brock, least favorite everyone that's not Eddie Brock.
Is it tied for first on everybody?
Wow.
There you go.
All right, very good. You guys have
I
any more thoughts?
got if you want, I got 2 little pieces of Venom trivia. Let's see if you can get.
All right, hit me.
They're
Let's
both
see what
directly involving comics. I think it's also worth mentioning too.
Venom trivia: the Black Man Mamba.
happens. Black Mamba.
I think it's also worth mentioning too on here that Eddie Brock's kind of first appearance is it's supposed to be his hands pushing Peter in front of a subway train. Originally, it was not going to be Eddie Brock. The original intention for that, and you could see the way that the arms and the hands are drawn. It was going to be a woman pushing Peter in front of the train, and it was the story was going to reveal that it was a woman that was going after Spider-Man and Peter because she blamed him for the death of her family, and then they pivoted to it being Eddie Brock and Venom. So that's an interesting little what if. Right. But I just realized that we hadn't mentioned that, and I feel like that was worth mentioning.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'll say I got 2 little ones for you. So, what was the first solo story featuring Venom? What book did that appear in? I'll give you a hint. It is a Spider-Man book.
First solo
story.
Spider-Man Unlimited.
I honestly don't know. I'm drawing a blank here.
Is it the Amazing Spider-Man Annual 26 with First Kill? I'm gonna go with
winner, chicken dinner.
Nice.
Oh, awesome.
Paying attention. There we go.
It's full of nuggets every night, Boogie.
Right.
He's full
now
of
this one
every night.
This one, I will be shocked if any of you get them, but I'll be proud of you as well.
All right. Oh,
and he's gone, ladies and gentlemen.
Evidently, he's shocked and awed.
He went the camouflage mode. What the hell? And he's not even backstage. He clicked himself out.
I hope he meant to.
I don't know what happened there. My computer just died on me.
I was hoping he meant to do that because that was epic.
That was perfect timing.
That was like peace out.
Boom. Peace.
Check, please.
Iris, goodbye to you. No, my computer just died out for a second.
Like
you shouldn't have come back. That was perfect. That was epic.
All
right. I want to see if anybody can answer my trivia. So, what was the first appearance of Venom outside of a Spider-Man related comic?
Outside of a Spider-Man related comic. Damn.
So not Spider-Man and not like a Venom solo series.
I know. I'll let everybody else answer before I do.
I actually did not.
The first Venom appearance outside of a Spider-Man story.
Is it a Fantastic Four?
Yeah, that would. I'm just thinking that because they're the ones that contained them.
Yeah.
So FF.
I am going to say the Spirits of Venom storyline.
Spirits of Venom.
Bougie says Hulk.
Hulk 180.
Hulk 180.
That's always a winner.
You are all incorrect.
Damn.
Okay.
It was Quasar issue 6 from January 1990.
Come
Oh my
on.
God.
I gotta look
Wow.
it up.
Do y'all own that book?
No.
not.
I do own that book. I have the whole
Sounds like I don't own it, but now I have to.
Now I have
50
to.
issues. Quasar went 50 issues.
Oh,
So yeah, I have them all.
Yeah, he went 50 issues and almost 50 different costumes.
Wow.
Mhm.
Quasar issue 6.
Yes.
Spirits of Venom was close though.
Was it off-world Venom? Because Quasar was a galactic kind of hero.
Yeah, but he spent a lot of time on Earth. He was an Avenger.
Yes, he was.
So, yeah. But I was like, none of them are going to get this. Like, who would get that? Who would guess Quasar? You would guess, like you said, Fantastic Four, you know, maybe something like Punisher or you know, like Daredevil, some other New York hero. You're not going to be like, oh, yeah, Quasar.
Quasar.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
That was my second guess. There you go.
Indeed.
Silver
All right,
medal
ladies and
for you,
gentlemen.
Boosh.
Silver medal for you, buddy.
Yep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Once again, I'm your host, Sal the Slab Guy. You can always find me on Sal's Comic Corner or under Instagram as the Slab Guy 77. Down below, this man, you can find him on Instagram. Dan, why don't you give a quick shout out to where they can find you?
Yeah, check me out on Instagram at Dan Kelly Art. You will see, when you look it up, you will see this cool logo right here.
One.
Yes.
That one right there. You'll see that, and you'll know that it's me. And click subscribe, and go like every post that I've ever posted.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. That'll do it.
Comment on each one too. Here's what you do, and this isn't just for me. This is for any Instagram page that you like. This is how you can help the creator out. You follow their page. You click like on each post. You leave a comment because that helps keep stuff higher in the algorithm. And then underneath the picture or video, whatever it is, there's a little box with like a little kind of sideways, you know, upside down flag thing there. You click on that and that saves it. Those things are what helps Instagram creators, you know, what helps their
The algorithm.
the algorithm, yes, what helps it go up higher. So follow, like, comment, and save.
All right, very good.
It's just a few clicks. It'll take 10 seconds out of your day, and it will help out immensely whoever it is you're trying to help.
Very nice.
And then you got this guy right down here, the Ric Flair of comics.
Woo! Comic Logic, baby. Comic Logic. Loudoun County, Virginia's only comic book store. Proud co-owner. Please come in and see us, especially on Sunday, the 27th of this month of October, 10 days. We'll have our fall lot con. Please come down. Please see us 12 to 4. Be trunk or treat. Bring the kids. You'll see Comic Logic folks. You'll see Codex Station folks. We have about 35 vendors, comics, local authors, toys, local artists, even a tattoo artist there. So please come see us. It's a little mini con in our parking lot. It's a blast. We'd love to see you.
Sounds good. And then, of course, you've got this man right here, Tim the Terrible.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us tonight. We love you. We are glad that you have invited us into your homes or your bathrooms and watched all of this program. We do this for you, and we especially do this for the birthday girl, Pam. Once again, happy birthday, ma'am. I hope you have a wonderful time wherever you are, whatever you're doing. We love you. We miss you. We can't wait to see you on Saturday.
Wham, bam. Thank you, Pam.
There you go. Indeed. Absolutely. Guys,
Thanks, Boosh.
Dan. Oh! Look at that. Look who's here. Holy
What's up?
F them kids. Tone, good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Good to see you,
have you here.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is why we do it. For you guys. Every bit of this that we do is for you, and we love you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. So do us a favor. Show us some love and head over to your favorite social media platform. Follow at the Codex Station. Hit the like, share, subscribe, and or follow so you don't miss content like this all the time, every time. Once again, at the Codex Station. ladies and gentlemen. Halloween's coming up. You need to dress like you're a YouTuber. So head over to thecodexstation.com for all your codex needs. Get some merch, meet the team, and so much more. Once again, thecodexstation.com, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. Well, I guess then this wraps it up, and we'll see you guys next week. Oh, there we go. Popcorn bucket time.
Wow.
And what's our show? Who's our subject matter next week?
I forgot. Damian Wayne. That is correct.
Okay. Little
Damian
bastard.
Wayne.
We'll do that. And just a reminder, we do have Comics After Unleashed this week.
Yeah.
Saturday, but next week we got a very special Halloween episode.
Yes.
It's going to be horror covers where we're all putting together a batch of horror covers that we will show you, and we can't wait to unveil those for you and
terrify you.
Yeah, there was one that I saw today that Sal and I saw that scared the bejesus out of us. So
that's great.
I'll never be the same after seeing it. That's all I can
wait.
That's right. That's right.
And Booze, you're gonna see some Cardi, you're gonna see some Wrightson, you're gonna see some good stuff, baby. Some Dominguez,
a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So good stuff.
All right then, folks. We will see you all next week on Comic Character of the Week. Take care and have a 9.8 day.
Yeah. Now I'm going to end the stream, but before I do, I want to profess my love to Sal. Gentlemen, close your ears.
Go ahead.
Sal, the things I want to do to you while the stream